How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So right now I'm getting ready for a dive tomorrow. I'm going out again with my friend Micah. He was in my last video and we went off his boat and we managed to get some really nice fish. So tomorrow we're gonna be going off, the same boat, and we're gonna head out on the same kind of general area that we went last time. But we're gonna hit some different zones. Like, we're not gonna go to the exact same spots, just the same, like I said, general area, because we like to kind of leave the certain zones, especially if we just hit them, let them recover a little bit and let them, we don't want to be taken from the same spot over and over and over again. So we're going to be hitting different spots than the ones we hit last time, but hopefully they'll still have some fish, and hopefully we'll get lucky, manage to get some nice goats, nice steamers, maybe some moo if we're lucky. Last time we saw a bunch of moo. But yeah, gonna be a little bit deeper this time as well, from the 50 to, I want to say, maybe 60 foot to 70 foot zone, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the water. Shoot. Here we go, guys. First drop here, going down in our first stop of the day. This is in about 50 feet, 48 to 50 feet, around there. And I'm going down just because I saw a nice pile of fish. I didn't really see anything specific, although I did see a nice pile of moo, so I was going down to see if I could try and bring those in. So I'm just waiting here at the bottom, looking around, throwing up some dust in the air. And I'm trying to see right now if I can spot those moos, but I'm not seeing them. There's a few small ones over there. Nice small kumu comes in, but this big munu comes right in front of me. So I just wait for him to come back around. And you can see he starts coming in right here. So I start lining up and pull the trigger when he gets close enough, and landed my first fish of the day. Beautiful munu. Next drop here. This is our next spot, so not the same zone that I just shot that first munu, but it was about the same depth, maybe a little bit shallower, something like 45 to 47. And I'm going down because I actually saw a nice uku swimming around. I'm just dropping in this flat to see if he'll come back around. Scratching the bottom a little bit, dusting. Saw some nice uhus in the distance over there. And then I turn around a bit here, and you can kind of see this pile of fish is creeping up behind me. When I looked to my right, you could kind of see them. And so I turn around and I see this big munu coming in with this pile of fish. So I just kind of sit up, take my shot, and I actually accidentally hit a kala that was behind the munu. That was my fault. I should have been paying more attention to what was behind what I was shooting at. But landed another nice munu. Second fish of the day. So this is yet another zone. So we moved spots after I shot that munu. And I actually saw a small knife jaw go into this hole right here. Maybe like a 4-pounder. And so I was kind of looking inside the hole to see if I could find him. And this is actually like my 3rd or 4th drop on this hole, trying to see if I could find the knife jaw. And each time I went down, I couldn't see him again. You can see there's some moves around me, but they're all pretty small. So I'm realizing that I'm not gonna find him and that I'm not seeing him, so I start getting ready to head back up to the surface. I start going up here, but as I'm going up, I turn around and I see these 2 kumus coming in, and one of them was pretty big, so I drop right back down and the big kumu starts coming right in. So I line up, take my shot, and he actually runs over into this hole right here and gets stuck. So I just drop my gun because I didn't want to peel out a whole bunch of line and have to reel that up again after. So I just let my gun go and make my way up to the surface. And here I am going down on a recovery drop. And I had my fingers crossed that no puhis were in this hole right here to try and eat my kumu. But I just grab the line and the shaft and I pull them out of the hole. Landed this really nice sized kumu, maybe a 2.5-pounder, maybe a little bit bigger. But super nice fish. So I wasn't having too much luck in the shallower, or not shallow, but the 50-foot to 60-foot zone after I shot that kumu. So this is a bit deeper. This is in 78 feet. And I saw a nice pile of moo. And I just start throwing up some dust, and the whole pile, you can't see them on camera, but when I lifted my eyes, this whole pile starts coming right at me. And one of them was big, so I picked him out. Lined up and got a nice shot. It was insane to me how fast this whole school just like charged me. They just came straight at me. You watch the clip. I was only down there on the bottom for 10, 15 seconds maybe a little more, 20 seconds, but not a long bottom time by any means. And I threw up sand once, put my eyes down once, and then they just came right in. But it was super interesting because when we were diving in 50 to 60 feet, we were seeing moo, a lot of them, but they didn't want anything to do with us. They would come in slightly when you were on the bottom, but mostly they would just stay way out of range. But then as soon as I went, 20 feet deeper, they're just super tame and came right in. super interesting to see the difference that it made just by going a little bit deeper than what we were diving earlier. But nice size moo, maybe a 4-pounder, 4.5-pounder, something like that. And then you can see there on my watch the depth in the upper left hand corner of the watch face, 78 feet. So this was my deepest fish that I've ever shot. My previous was an uku that was in 77, but this moo beat it by 1 foot. So I was pretty stoked on that. Not only got a really nice fish, but also to shoot it at some depth. Was super stoked on that. But I'm going back down here. This is in the same zone, but a little bit farther out. So a little bit deeper here. I think this was 82. And you can see those 2 big kahalas come in and check me out. But out the corner of my eye, I saw this big kumu go past me, so I quickly refocus, line up on that kumu, and I almost missed him. I just barely got him through his mouth. And so the only thing that was holding my spear in place was his jawbone. And so I start, on my way up, I'm bringing him in because I didn't want him to rip off on my way up, knowing that I didn't have a very good shot here. So I secured him, got my hands on him, and just brought him up to the surface. This one was a little bit bigger than the first kumu. And so this one was in 82 feet. So my deepest fish ever was that moo that I just shot in 78. And then I beat that moo with this really nice, beautiful red kumu in 82 feet. So I was even more stoked on this guy right here. But I almost missed, so that would have been so sad, especially considering how close he came. But yeah, deepest fish ever, super stoked. You can see there on the watch, 82 feet. Milestone for me, so I was pretty happy. Alright guys, we got the beautiful moo right here. Good size one, probably about 4 pounds maybe, 4.5. But really nice size moo. One of the best, if not the best, eating fish on the reef in my opinion. And they're not my favorite to hunt, but they are my favorite to eat on the reef, so. Beautiful fish. So we're gonna clean this guy up, get some fillets off of him, and we're gonna do the catch and cook with this guy right here. I do have the Kumus, but if you guys want to see a catch and cook on that one, I actually just did one, so I'm gonna focus on the Mu for this episode. But if you guys do want to see a Kumu catch and cook, go back like 2 or 3 videos on my channel and you'll find a Kumu catch and cook where I shot another good sized Kumu like the ones I shot today, and did a nice quick recipe. But yeah, so we're gonna focus on this Mu for today, and yeah, that's about it. I'll get them cleaned up and we'll head to the kitchen. Alright guys, so we have the Mu all cut up and filleted, and I cut out all the bones so that, you know, the fillets are boneless. And what we're going to be doing with the Mu is we're going to be making misoyaki butterfish. Now, misoyaki butterfish is actually a very simple recipe, or it can be. It's not actually very difficult, and it only requires like 4 ingredients. And I have all those ingredients with me, so we're going to go ahead and take all the Mu fillets. I have 4 of them because I cut each fillet, each side, into 2 pieces. And then we're gonna take all of those and make the butterfish marinade, and then tomorrow, because the fish has to marinate for 24 hours, tomorrow we'll cook that up and give it a try. So I've actually done this recipe before, I think, in a video, but this one will be, I mean, more up to date, and then hopefully better than the last time, because I think the last time I did it was my first time doing it. So, but yeah, let's get right into it. All right, so these are the ingredients you're gonna need. Just some sugar, sake, mirin, and some white miso. Super simple ingredients. So I'm gonna start off here with 1 cup of the white miso. Then 1 cup of sugar. Half cup of mirin, and then I didn't put it on camera because I forgot, but 1/2 cup of the sake also. And then we're just going to use a whisk to combine all the ingredients until there's no clumps and everything is kind of one smooth mixture. Then we're going to take our fillets out. I keep my fillets wrapped in paper towel to absorb all the moisture. You can see some beautiful white meat here from the Mu. So now we're just going to throw the fillets inside a plastic bag. Then we're gonna pour all of that marinade into the bag. Made a little bit of a mess there, but it's all good. And then squeeze all the air out of the bag. And then just shake the bag around, mix it up, get all of those fish fillets coated in the marinade, and then just stick it in the fridge and let it sit for a day. Alright guys, so it has been a full 24 hours. The fish has been sitting in that fridge right there, marinating in the miso mixture with the sake and the mirin and all of that stuff. And so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna all we need to do is cook it, basically. That's all it is. It's a marinade, and then you cook it for like 10 minutes and it's all set and ready to go. Now typically butterfish is made out of black cod, but you can really use anything for this marinade. And so today we're going to be using Mu, and so the texture is not going to be exactly the same because the butterfish refers to the actual silky smooth kind of texture of the fish itself when you eat it. But yeah, if you use other fish, it might not have the same texture, but it's still going to taste amazing. So we're just going to lay the fish out, wipe off the excess marinade, and then stick it in the oven. Alright, so we're just going to take the fillets out of the marinade and lay them down on a paper towel, and then we're just gonna pat dry the excess marinade off of the fillets before we cook it. We're gonna preheat our oven to 450 degrees, and then we're gonna bake these fillets for about 7 minutes, 7 to 8 minutes. And then after the 7 to 8 minutes, we're gonna broil it for 2 minutes and then take it out the oven. And then that's it. That's all it is. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys enjoyed that little catch and cook. Like I said, super simple recipe, but the fish comes out really, really good. And it tastes like butterfish, honestly. The texture, like I mentioned, is going to be different depending on what fish you use. But you could honestly use that marinade for pretty much, you know, any kind of meat. You know, some people use it for chicken, I know that. But, you know, any fish you want to try that on, it should work. Just cut some nice fillets off your fish and, you know, make that marinade and stick it in there for 24 hours. And all you got to do is bake it and broil it, and then you get butterfish. So hope you guys enjoyed that, and hope you guys can use that recipe for yourselves and give it a try. It's super, super tasty. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. I'll see you guys in the next one. Shoot.